But let's get to it. A rainy day. It's the first day of October in this game because we're fast forward in time, but it's only the 27th of August. Get ready for Halloween. Round up all the candy you can get so you can give it to me on the big night. Give me candy. We appreciate you saving money in your bank account. So here's 42 bells in interest. That was my real bank. They would have just told me I lost $2 because of service charge. But the leaves and everything are becoming a little less green out here. Slowly but surely it will change to a more orangey look. Walking through all the wet brown. Squish, 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 squish. Everything's so wet. Hit every rock, even if it's the same rock, I'm gonna hit it. Why? Because that's what I do. Oh, they're talking over there. What are you guys talking about? I want to listen in, but I'm over here. You're a Lloyd. YOLO. Weed. Weed clovers. Me. Nothing. Of course, now you have all sorts of games like Gundam Breakers and EDF and all sorts of things to play. I don't have anything to buy right now. Saving my money for a few of selected games, and that's it for right now. Until the year ends. Even then, I haven't really been focused on buying too much because I can't even, I can't consistently feel excited for streaming when my internet is fucked sometimes. Everything starting at 5 p.m. is 50% off. Oh, boy. What a deal. Still trying to get myself woken up here. I just don't... My energy is a little all over the place. Even though I slept and got up, I had to get up a little bit early, but I still don't feel great. Good evening. Gonna talk to the gatekeepers. How's... No, you're itchy. I can't catch it because it's so awkward. There we go. Please again. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Oh, I can only do one thing. All those mud facials. Sounded like I just got a Steam achievement for catching a flea, but I can only imagine why I heard a Steam notification, and I'm pissed. least it wasn't a random Xbox achievement procking in the middle of me getting my ass kicked by a fucking Tangela. Fossil. Yeah, achievement. Can't wait for the colder weather to come in so I can, like, we get to that point where it's fall, winter, and my allergies aren't kicking my ass as badly either. Keep having such horrible headaches when I'm outside from the allergy. I keep taking stuff to help relieve the pressure from my allergies, but they still linger every so often. Doesn't completely drain. Welcome. I see you have 2 massive fossils on you. Would you like to give them to me? Oh, I already had this one. Cool. Sweet. I can sell it. So you don't want to keep it as like a preserved thing? And no. I'm going to sell it for money. I don't know anything about this game. I can't accept this gift. Top of it, I still gotta beat EDF 5. And the other Gundam game. So many things. And then I'm gonna wait, I think September it was, is when that fucking Space Marine game comes out. So that's gonna take up my money. Brandon probably might want to play that, but I don't know. Even as we've been streaming and being around, Brandon has not stopped Dragon Ball Z Xenoversing. I can tell you that much. I know that guy is still grinding that, but with like his other characters, I think. What a flavor. And is that a hint of nutmeg? Bold move, Brewster. Bravo. Thank you. Let's go sell our stuff and then see if there's anything good at the store. Never is. There's never anything good. And everything's 50% off. Welcome, we got a timed special. All things are half off. Oh man, candy. I'll take it. Oh, a whole lot of things I do not want. Kitty wall, no. Robo wall. You know what? I'll take it. I'll take the robo wall in this because you know what? If I can put walling on my basement, because in GameCube you couldn't, then I know what I'm doing. And I think I have a UFO, so you know what? Let's have a satellite. I'm gonna have like robots in space, just at the bottom floor for some reason. Whenever I get that basement, or I could just put it as my attic, but the attic is filled with Mario shit. I don't know if I get that much at all, if I even get a point for doing this, but I just buy these for the sake of the point buildup on my system here. Buy a banana or use all my points to buy the triple shell. It's like me, but with shells. Let me go and put all this shit away. This. Didn't even sell them the stuff I wanted to sell. I just want to make sure I stored my candy. Things like that. I want to sit comfortably, but I got no room right now. Someone's hogging my whole spot. It's all mine, and you get this tiny space. Hey, I got some good. Put your hands out and hold still. It's a shirt. Soaking wet, too. I'm just trying to worry you. It's nothing bad. It's a security shirt, lick me. Don't ask the details. Take it quietly and move on. I like to think that, you know, he's like Hitman. He knocked someone out, took the clothes, and then he's like, well, now I just have these. I'll just put it on someone else. Great. It is I. It's mine. Hi, yeah, I know you're running a time special. Too bad there's not really much else I want from you. But I will take your money. Can I have your money, but 50% more? I was torn today on what I wanted to play. There's like 4 games on my list of playing for Classic Tuesday / whatever you want to call it today. And I was like, I just don't know which one I want, but I'll pick something and just deal with it. All of them are good in their own way. Welcome. You may not know this, people. Slack on Tuesdays. The fuck are you sewing up? Metal? What the fuck? I'm sure what I wanted to play. Like I said, I don't know how long I'll play whatever because the internet, unless it's done throwing its hissy fit, it was not in a good mood last night and before I went to bed and earlier today while I was eating. So might start acting up again, throwing its little hissy fit, and things might not work. So We'll have to see. I'm gonna go put my shirt away so I have a free spot for fish and bugs and whatever else I'm gonna sell, all of profit. Like, some of the games are all really good in their own way. It's just a matter of, like, which one am I in the mood for? I'm like, do I want something a little more modern? I like Xbox, I think 360, Xbox One time, or do I want to play something more in the PS2 era? Or do I want to play something that I think was on the 360, Wii, and I think it was another game was on a bunch of systems, but each one were a little bit different or looked a little different. Because of like the different ports they made for it. I think it was even a handheld game, but the handheld is like, it's a completely different thing. It's not the same game. But either way, I'm like, I could play, there's so many choices. One of them I had to say no to because I think it's it'd be it's a little too similar to what we're doing for one of the games we've been playing. And I was like, I'll wait on that one. That'll be for later. No one new has moved in, right? That I need to go greet because I'm like, I haven't had Mo, Harry, Opal, Hangy, Pete, Dora, Gloria, Spork. No, I don't think so. They all sound very familiar to me. I know that Iggly said that he might move soon, but he's not sure at what point in time, meaning he might ask me again about moving. The only person that will get a clear no, they're not allowed to move if they ask me to move, would be Bob if he came back into the world of my world here. He hasn't been in this one, but he's been in the other ones, and it would be really funny if by the end of this, Bob shows up. What are you looking at? It's my fish. More fish. Carry salmon. I didn't realize that, what the fuck's it called? Is it Visions of Mana or whatever that the remake thing is that Square Enix is doing? That's almost here, and I was like, shit, I haven't even finished the other game. The one that I still got to do like 3 or 4 playthroughs of, or however many, so I can get each character's each character's story thing for, because I wanted to play that one too. I don't have the money for it right now, but it is an eventual play thing. I just was like, shit. Because I wanted to check it out and play that not when it comes out, but at some point. I still got to go through the other one and finish those playthroughs up. Which I think the second and third might be a little faster because my third wheel character can be one of my higher level characters. Kind of helped me out. It won't be like super, super strong. I think a lot of that stuff gets reset, but like they'll still be, you know, a little bit of pretty efficient. I gotta get to that somewhere. There's a lot of stuff I just want to get back to playing. I want to play Persona. I want to play Final Fantasy and things like that. And I'm gonna just, you know, I've been enjoying the playing of whatever the fuck I'm in the mood for. Like, that's fine. I've enjoyed it. But I might have to just pray that my internet can be on the more up than it is down when I play these games, and just hope. Because I don't want to, because I don't want to stream something while my shit is just dropping all the time, because no one can really see what's going on, or it's so delayed that the interaction is like non-existent. But I'm like, I also don't want to keep holding off on stuff for so long, or at least I want to try to finish some of these things up. On top of that, we're going to be in September soon, and I'm going to do another run-through of Dead Rising, at least. I don't think I'll record that one. That one's probably not going to be for YouTube. I would have done a dual stream for that one, but so YouTube would have gotten the VOD of it. But, you know, not even going to attempt. Not even going to worry about setting that back up again. Not with my internet. But I just know that at some point I'm going to run out of stuff I have, because a lot of stuff we've been playing, like Medieval Dynasty and stuff, have not been recorded. And the very few things that have been recorded has been this, Stardew Sunday, and we did Prototype a little bit, and that was recorded, and fucking the Cartel of Call of Juarez. Other than that, I have not really, and Traveler's Rest. There hasn't been a lot in the form of my main games that I've been recording, so I need to get some stuff, or I'm going to eventually just run out of a backlog for YouTube. I'd like to get some stuff recorded and streamed again. We're just going to have to bite the bullet and just hope that it's one of those days, because we've had like a week where it's been like really good. It's been more up than it has been in the red, but it's like today was probably, it's been pretty bad last night into today, but, you know, there's still clearly a problem, but as long as the problem becomes less and less consistent, I guess I just got to keep trying to work around it. It's just an annoying workarounding of it. I always dreamed of having an octopus. Would you trade it for my locust? I don't really want to. I don't even know what would be worth more in this scenario, but I don't really... Oh, horse sock. All we can do is hope. It's funny, because we'll have like 8 to 9 plus hours, whatever, if I'm playing with someone, like when we did that really long stream with Brandon that one day. It was like pretty much perfect. I think we only dropped like maybe 100 or something frames, if anything. And then like the day after, it was like perfect again, and then that, and then there's just some days where it's like, hey, I'm going to just vomit about 10,000 plus frames for no reason in a span of an hour. I think I dropped like 20,000 frames in a test before I started the stream today. And like in a span of like 20 minutes. So I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to stream today. But we'll probably play stuff at some point. The only issue is like Monday and today, if I'm not doing a themed thing like I always been, which is usually older game. And if John isn't around, then it would be Friday and Saturday. But if John's around, then it's Monday and Tuesday are like my only days to play some other my shit that I should be playing, because Sunday I like to do Stardew right now until that's done. Friday and Saturday end up turning into like either John's around, do something, or play something with someone else, depending on what I'm in the mood for. But I gotta make some time to just sit down and tackle like 5-6 hours of like Final Fantasy, and then like another 5-6 hours in another game on another stream. Like just spend the day doing that instead of splitting my time between 2 games. Just like sit down and just work through them. Not rush, but like, you know, actually just sit there and play them. I don't want to sit there and try to rush through them or anything, because that wouldn't be fun. The mixture of my horrific sleeping has not been helping. The internet problems stressing me, and allergies kicking my ass. It's not been a great year, or half of like the summer part of the year. At least you know, when it was horrifically hot and uncomfortable in the last place, at least it didn't feel as stressful. It just felt shitty. Physically gross. But it didn't feel as stressful. This year, it's like this entire summer has been nothing but stress. It wouldn't be so bad if it was like some stress that I can control. It's like, you know, it's not really worth stressing over stuff you can't deal with or do anything about, but it just sucks with the internet thing being so as fucked as it's been. Still annoys me. When my sleeping has been getting pretty bad too, because at least, like I said, I think my last time my sleeping was good was during the last time we did the streamathon. Because I used to go to bed at like 11, 12 o'clock. I'd still wake up at like 2, 3, sometimes between 12 and 3 for the stream, because I just wanted to get as much sleep as I could so I'd be energized to play for and entertain for 10, 12 hours each day before nighttime hit. And that was like my best schedule. And then since then, I sometimes won't go to bed until it's like 9 in the morning. 9, 10 in the morning, and only sleep a handful of hours, and then wake up to go be with family and do stuff. And then I feel like absolute shit. I'm not really resting. But I'm not one to be like, let me drink energy drinks and do all this stuff. Like, I don't really do it. Most of the caffeine I get, or any sugar and stuff, whatever in my body, is probably the one, like, small can of tea I drink when I'm on stream, and then that's it. That's what carries me through for the entirety of however long I decide to stream. I gotta get my sleeping in order. That's why it was funny. It was when I, once my sleeping schedule kind of broke apart, when I was, like, after that 2 weeks of the streamathon, it was funny because family was like, hey, you should do one of those again, only because that was, like, the best times you were away. Like, your sleeping schedule was really good. I was like, well, I had planned on one. Unfortunately, it's been delayed indefinitely or whatever until we know that I can stream for a long period of time. My internet fucking sucks. Because even if we do a 5 to 6 hours good on stream, the moment I, like, check the internet late at night, sometimes it's dog shit. And then sometimes it's perfect all the way through. So Yeah, some of it does, and some, you know, I still drink a tiny can, so it's not like it's a lot, but it's probably still about more around less, around the same, if not more than a coffee. And even then, that's not even enough to get me really that going. I don't feel any of the effects, really. It's just more of, I'm just like, I want the taste. And even when I don't drink it, I still feel the exact same. I'm still up until 9, 10 in the morning. Because people think, well, the caffeine's probably what's keeping you awake. It's not. I just, for some reason, I just don't relax. That's the issue. Clearly, my overly stressed indecisiveness of how I act when I stream and play games is the same as how my body is when I go to sleep. It can't decide if it's time to relax or be in complete and utter, like, annoyance of either pain or hypersensitive, like, I feel like something's on me at all times. And it keeps me up. Like, hey, time for your, like, paranoia to kick in a way. It's like, is something on you? Better kind of lose your shit about it. All right, slowly but surely we'll get that shit sorted here at some point. Get back on a proper schedule so I can at least feel... Because, like, I don't expect the internet to get any better anytime soon. It will just be here or not be here. But at least I can work on the things that have been bothering me that I can control, like my sleeping and things like that, and start working on those. And just try to deal with the internet and streaming when I can. I'm like just going over in my head. I'm like, what am I gonna play? I'm like weighing my options for today's game choices. I mean, one does sound really fun to me, but I'm like, do I want to do it now or do what I usually do and push it off longer and longer until I finally play it? I always have the tendency of being like, that sounds fun. Let's delay it by like 5 months and then I'll play it then. Phone, make sure I had my phone covered. Yeah, then 5 years later hits, and then I'm like, maybe in like another 5. 5 more months and I'll get there, then another 5 years hits, and why am I still here? My favorite is like the really old viewers that like still for some reason have a follow on the channel come back and they're like, "You still stream?" I'm like, "I don't know why." I don't know how I'm still here or why. This was supposed to be a whole I was only supposed to stream up until John taught me how to beat Ocarina of Time. After that, that was it. And we didn't even need to stream to do that. We could have just screen shared. But we didn't. Somehow streaming was more of like, we can do that instead. Because we didn't know of about fucking screen sharing application. Like, we could have just done, I think you could have screen share with like fucking Skype. It probably would have looked like crap, but at least like he could have seen what I was struggling with at the point that I kept having issues with. Because I was a dum-dum. No, I'm in the store. You can't talk to me. And then I was like, well, since I did Ocarina, I was like, well, let's try Majora's Mask since I've never beaten that one. I've only like played the ending because my brother had beaten them, so I would always play like the ending because when you loaded up the save or something, it'd be like, here's the final fight. Some of those, or I'd have the save right at his ending. Want to buy my blue lava lamp? I don't really need one of those. I don't want your blue lava lamp. If I was having the blue room from the last one, sure, but I don't. MO. The original things that we streamed on the channel, because again, I had like a shoebox of a computer. It was not meant for streaming or even really gaming. So everything was in terrible quality. The big three were like the Zelda games, and we eventually managed to get Terraria to work. And played a lot of Terraria, and a lot of people, even though it was like the worst quality, like you could have watched anyone else play Terraria in actual HD. Because I don't even think I was in like 480p. I barely could even fucking stream up to that quality. Plus, I didn't understand OBS settings, to be honest. But also, my computer could barely fucking handle HD. People still somehow watched. And I was like, I don't even think anyone could see what the fuck's going on. Good thing. I gotta look at something here. I'm actually curious. Alright, back to fishing. Just fixing one thing. No. I know. Trying to fix something. It's taking forever. Takes me forever to do what I want to do. Yeah, it's actually funny because I think the only Majora's Mask on my channel now, because I ended up either privating or getting rid of all those videos, but the original Majora's Mask playthrough that I ran through, I think that and maybe the original, at some point if I have it, I might end up getting rid of the original Ocarina of Time playthrough as much as I keep them, but I don't like a lot of the stuff that was said that I made jokes for in that time, because it's definitely words I don't use, and a different, you'd say different time. I don't think I use anything terrible, but like a lot of the jokes were, I know in Majora's Mask weren't great, because of like, there was literally a time in Majora's Mask I remember where I had a bunch of people. It was John and I and a whole nother group of friends that we're not, like, one or two of them are still friends, but I don't talk to anybody else. Since it all became kind of drama-filled and disbanded. But, there was, like, the constant lingering joke in that one for one of the guys that was always joining the call that, I think, like, everyone kept making the joke, and it was just one of those things where everyone's doing it, you just kind of join in so people laugh with you, but I didn't really like doing it, and the guy was cool with it, but it was still not great. But the guy was, I don't know his full, like, ethnicity, but he's Asian. And the whole time it turned into, like, a math thing. And I fucking hated it. Did not like that whole thing. Like, the whole joke was that is, like, the stereotypical thing. But it kind of went from light joke to pushed too far. And I was like, I don't like this. Like, not my thing. Like, we'll joke, make this small joke about something, and then that's that. That was one of those, the small joke, but then it kept pushing too far because everyone was taking it too far, and it was just, like, uncomfortable. In the group part of it, funny, I guess, but in the outside looking in, it just looks awful. And I remember not liking that, but also there was just certain jokes that I do not enjoy, because I definitely remember going to one of my Ocarina times and saying something to Zelda that I'm like, I don't even say shit like that. This is not good. But I was like, I definitely have gotten rid of or hid them because I was like, those are just terrible. Not enjoyed. Different times, just kind of. Yeah, the only ones I'm keeping are the original, not the original Ocarina of Majora's, but the randomizers, and the original, like, return to Ocarina of Time when I started playing it, to my playthrough up to Breath of the Wild type of deal, where I was playing through the different Zelda games. But the Majora's Mask one is the one I definitely didn't like the most. Ocarina of Time, it's not like it's that bad. But it's not needed anymore. It's not needed to be on, and I didn't like the, like I said, there's words I don't personally like using anymore. Not like bad terms, but, I mean, they're horrible terms, but not like, they're not slurs or any sort of insulting thing towards, like, anybody. It's more of just a word I don't use anymore. And at the time was like, let's just say this because it's overly aggressive and just out of pocket of a joke, and it's not even really a good joke. But that's how it was like, just different times of me trying to be a little like, you know, it was definitely one of those times where it's like you watch other people, you're like, haha, they're doing it, I'll do it. It's like, that's not good. You don't do that. Yeah, you know, there's some things that works for and other times not that. And, you know, that's why I've learned over the years to, you know, at this point, it's the joke now in the stream is more self-aware racism as a joke, but not actually being that, because if someone is, they will get fucking punted to the moon. It's all for jokes, but, like, I don't think I ever made any during my old times like that, but, you know, that whole Majora's thing just was not a great time. It was more of everyone in the group's doing it, just trying to fit in. Now it's more of, I don't want to do that shit, and no need for it to be around. That's why every time we joke when John comes in, I'm like, all right, John, did you get all your racist shit out of you? Like, he's not actually doing that. That's the joke. But then in the video of that was like, you know, everyone, you know, if you just watched that one video, you would have just thought we all fucking just are, we think every Asian is a stereotype thing is real. Like, it just wasn't funny. I think even in the beginning of that video, I put in saying all of the things said in this were all in good fun. And then, you know, still went for it. But then I was like, I'm just going to get rid of this. Doesn't need to be around. That's why I, like, it's not even just a quality thing why I hate some of my older videos. I'm just like, I know I probably said something fucking stupid. There's some stuff where, like, clearly we don't say anymore, or it's just because of the times people will say, but also it's just because it's not really something that should have been a part of my vocabulary. But, you know, going through high school and things when I was doing some of that stuff too, it's like you pick up on the stupid shit people say and you just kind of go with it because you're just trying to fit in, and I didn't like that. But once I realized I didn't have to do or like be like that, I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Because there are some words where I've, like, John's like, it's not a bad word, and I'm like, yeah, but it's just not a word in my vocabulary. Like, certain words I just don't like to say because they can be used so negatively. And I'm like, it doesn't have to be a negative thing. The word of certain words are not negative. It's just more of, I don't want to say them. They're just not what's in my vocabulary, and it shouldn't be me using them as an insult. Because it's just, I don't like to, because not my thing. Maybe back then I might have, because it was just thrown around so commonly. But not really something I was comfortable doing. Oh, it is. I mean, it's not like I'm the first. There's definitely a lot of people you'll watch YouTubes and streams, like their old stuff is like sometimes a little like, ooh, that's not what we do anymore, and everyone's completely different because you just go with the times. But also, I'm like I said, a lot of my shit was when I had a friend group or I started to get with people, I started to try to do whatever that was to make it fit in and work. And now I'm just like, I don't really care anymore. I'm just going to be myself, which should have been from number one. But just starting out trying to understand everything was weird. Right. Off to bed. We paid some debt. We got like at least 100-something thousand left to go. So we're getting there. The debt is almost done for this. Then we will get a basement. I think that's it. I think after the basement, we just pay that off and it's over. At least that's what I think. Let me check, actually, before I... I'm curious. City folk. Yeah, we bought the house. We got the first main room expansion, then a second main room expansion, then a second floor, and then yeah, it's just a basement. The basement's like 598,000. Once that's done, we're done. Then it'll go to New Leaf, where it's buy a house, buy the first expansion, the second one, a second floor, the first expansion to the second floor, the second one of the second floor, a basement, first for the basement, second for the basement, left room, first, second, right, first, second, back, first, second. And then I guess there is like a secret room or something there too. But then that will all total about 7,614,000 bells for New Leaf. So it's going to be pricey on that one. That one's going to be a bit rough. Like I said, I always look through this. So Animal Crossing Gamecube. The total amount we paid for that one was 1,413,600 bells. When we got to Wild World, we paid in total 3,559,800 bells for the house, the expansions, the left, back, and right room, and all that stuff. Then, for some reason, City Folk is like lower than the original Animal Crossing, or at least not the original, the Datsu no Mori or whatever, but Animal Crossing for the GameCube. In ours is it's lower than that at 1,353,800. Then New Leaf is like 7,600,000, and then New Horizons about like 8,996,000, but some of that's just for the storage expansions, and that's not even costing you to do some like movements and changes around the home. So, like City Folk, you'll end up going by pretty quick, like I said, because it's not a big amount of debt. We'll see what happens. YouTube, there you go. Internet's taking a dump. We finished thing. Internet's really taking a shit, but YouTube, there you go. We'll be back at it next time whenever I play. It might be tomorrow, might be something else. Who knows?